Hi, in this video we're going to introduce the new feature of the physics, which is the character controller, and we call it the CCT. The CCT is kind of a concept from the physics engine of the NVIDIA, and it existed in the game engine for a lot of them. And it can control your agent, avoid each other, and walk onto each other in the physical level. So let's open our example file and see what will happen with the CCT and how we can work with it. So the sample is 95, the CCT1. Let's open that. You can see that this is a very simple thing with the basic agent, a robot spider, and there's a setup. You can continue add the animation onto that. And in this case, we only created two actions, the walk and the stand. And in the decision, you can see that the logic is very simple. The default action is walk, and the randomized speed from the 0 to 1 fuzzy range, and change all the action speed to the 3.5, which means we can randomize the agent speed from 1 to 3.5 based on the randomized range. So let's place our agents, and the playback, you can see that this is simply walk, nothing special. So what I'm going to do is try to use the CCT to make our agents can walk onto each other and avoid each other. So here, the simplest things, we need to click the logic here, CCT on, and create an output logic, which we need to just fill the dynamic CCT add CCT to agent. This is done. And when we reset and play back our simulation, you can see that around each one of the agent, there's the blue sphere has been created. And some of the agent already walk on to others. You can see that everything is automatic. So this is everything is automatically. And let's create a spot and make our agent work towards the spot. Here there's the spot. It's just a reset, and let's put it right here and make our all of agents walk to this spot and walk on to each other. And let's create another two logic here. Follow spot L. Just to make the abbreviation like this. The spot is on left. Let's make some of the fuzzy range 20 and 20. And at this time, we need to rotate to the left. For follow it, rotate to left at speed 100 or 150, something like this, which should be okay, 120, and create the follow spot R, and enable the spot is on right, some of the fuzzy range, and let's just make it rotate to the right. Rotate to the right at speed 120. Please notice that these two nodes should be symmetrical. The right rotate to right with the speed 120 and 20 for the fuzzy range, and also you can see that the setup is similar. 120. Okay, and at this time our agents can walk towards the spot. Let's play back the simulation. You can see that like this. The agent can walk onto each other like this, but you can see that there are some agents escape because the left and right is kind of in front left and right. We need to make that range from 0 to 180 degrees for the left. So you can see that this spot, the left, is kind of a 0 to 90 degrees. So we need to change that a little bit. Spot is on from a distance. You can see that 0 to 180, or make that greater than 0. This is including all the range on the left. Okay, and here let's just change the right to the less than 0. So this is contain all the range on the right. Okay, this is all the range on the left. This is all the range on the right. Okay, let's run the simulation. You can see that this agent will turn back. At this time, the result should be better. The agent will not escape. And you can see that there are a lot of the seams here, and we need to decrease the size of the CCT, so that we can control the CCT size from here. We need to deplace our agents and click the agent group node. You can see that there are some of the CCT attributes listed here. Let me introduce them one by one. The CCT radius is kind of the blue sphere, the radius, and the CCT height is kind of an extension. It can extend onto the y-axis of the agent. For example, this agent is a human being, and it's kind of it contains a height y-axis, and make this the sphere into a capsule. And there's another, the CCT client. When we enable this, that means when the agent enable dynamics, the other CCT can walk onto itself. So this is very important if you want your agent onto some of the dynamic agents. And let's first decrease the CCT radius to about 1.5. Please notice there's a known bug. If you make this value very, very small, it will crash your Maya. And this is a bug from the NVIDIA physics engine, and we just needed to make this value relatively big, like the 1.5 should be okay. And deplace our agents and place it again, so that the information from the group node can be written into the agent memory. Let's run the simulation. And you can see that the CCT is now much smaller. Let's run the simulation now. Here you can see that your agents can walk towards this one, and let's just decrease the speed a little bit. You can see that there's a random range which we can make our agents can walk the speed from 1 to 3.5. Let's just click Control H for hiding it. Control H, so that this node will not going to work. So that let's run the simulation. You can see that all of the speeds can be slower, and they can walk onto each other like this. Let's just extend the frame range to 2000 and playback interactively. You can see that this is very interesting. So let's just select that spot. Perception content, that spot. Let's just animate that with our manipulator. Let's play back that, and you can see that your agent can walk towards this spot and walk onto each other. The very simple result, but interesting. And the next thing we're going to introduce is make our agents walk onto the dead body. So for example, you just simulate a group of agents rush into a city or something invading. So some of agents in front will dead firstly, and we want our agent in the behind to walk onto the dead body of this in front. So let's do that. Let's make the this orientation randomized like this, and delete this spot, and make our agent just walk in front, something like this. And if the agent in front dead, the other agent will walk onto the in front agents, and make this like a formation 3D box, and make the noise smaller, and create a spot, create this bond here, and make this larger, something like this. And if the agent walk into this bond, it will die. And let's create a logic. Let's create a logic in bond dynamic, and this is very simple. The bond, bond and enable dynamics. That's enough. Just like this. And let's just place our agents and run the simulation. You can see that the agent inside of this, it will enable dynamics like this. And then we need to keyframe this bound and make this bound move down a little bit. Let's keyframe at the frame 50, and in the 54 we need to put it right here and make our agents not go into the bound. So that is cool. And once you enable this CCT collide, the agent will walk onto the dead body. So just to keep this enabled, if we turn this off firstly and run the simulation, you can see that what will happen. Let's deplace and place our agents again and run the simulation. You can see that like this. You can see that your agents will not walk onto the dead body. You can see that. And if you want to your agent walk onto this dead body, you need to turn this on, the CCT collide. And this attribute is default turn off, so you need to turn this on by manually. So you need to then deplace your agents and place that again. Let's run a simulation. You can see that at this time your agents can walk onto the dead body like this. It's just a pause, and you can see that the agents walk onto the dead agents in the ground. And of course our agent CCT can work with the primitive, the kinematic primitive. Let's first increase this radius a little bit to 2. I think the 1.5 is too small. And create the kinematic primitive like this, and I'll scale this up a little bit. We're going to make our agents walk onto this object and put it right here, and just delete this bomb. And so that is cool. Let's run the simulation and let's see that what will happen. You can see that your agent will try to walk onto this object. And of course in the real production you needed to change the behavior of your agents, can make them more realistic. You can see that at this time the agent is just keeping walking at here, but in the real condition you needed to make them behavior like some agent can stop right here and just wanted to climb this up by the logic control. So this is the general introduction for the CCT. Thank you for watching. See you next time.